Hello, welcome to Bourbon in House. I'm here at Eleve in Walnut Creek, California. My name is Tristan Blair, and tonight I'm reviewing the Elijah Craig Barrel Strength Kentucky Straight Bourbon. This is a bourbon that's released very few times each year. I would say maybe 3 to 4 times max. The store I bought this from only gets it in once or twice, and their whole allocation was 3 bottles. So I was very blessed to get this. This is it's by Heaven Hill Distillery. They distill Elijah Craig with a few others, which being their 12-year expression, which I reviewed previously. This expression is actually the same as the 12-year, except it's barrel proof, or cask strength, or barrel cut. What that means is whenever you hear that term, it means basically what was in the barrel went straight into the bottle. They don't chill filter it. They don't add water. They don't add anything to it. Legally, there's no color added to bourbon. That's part of what makes a bourbon, unlike scotches or other whiskeys. Not to say a lot add color, but anyways. So what you see in this bottle is literally what came out of the barrel. Minus, of course, they strain obviously a few impurities, like if there are barrel pieces, maybe some dirt. Not dirt, but little splinters, anything that came off in the barrel. Apart from that, everything that went into this bottle was exactly what was in the barrel. Personally, for me, this is my favorite type of bourbon, are barrel strength bourbons, barrel strength whiskeys in general. To me, this is exactly what a bourbon should be. I mean, this is what they were drinking, or I would like to think they were drinking hundreds of years ago on the frontier. I mean, when they didn't have fancy distilleries where they could control distillation with computers and add water, it was much more rough cut, and what you got out of the barrel is what you got. The proof on this is 132.4. So this is definitely a strong whiskey, something to sip slowly. Add water or ice if you'd like. Me personally, I like to just drink it just how it is, how nature intended it, how nature aged it, should I say? Yeah. So let's give this a pour and start nosing it. As you can see, by the way, I have the 12-year and the regular 12-year matched up with the barrel proof. This is the color difference. I don't know if you can see that. Significantly darker. This has more of a dark coffee, molasses-like color, as opposed to this one, which is definitely much lighter brown. That right there shows you the difference between what a barrel cut and a non-barrel cut bourbon look like. There's definitely significant color differences, and definitely it tastes much different. That being said, it's 12 years. These are both aged the same amount, same exact bourbon. This has nothing added to it. This was chill filtered, or basically taken down to 94 proof before bottle. Yep. You don't need a lot to taste to get a good taste for this one. Another thing I might add that's a very nice perk to this bottle. Most things that are cask strength or barrel strength, whatever you want to call it, they tend to be much more expensive. This bottle was $40, $39.99. So out the door, it was about $43. That is extremely good for a barrel cut bourbon. What I didn't mention in my previous video on the 12-year was actually that this is around $25. 25 to 30 is what you'll find it for. I got it for around 28. Again, which is a steal. But this is even more of a steal, being that it's $40 for a barrel cut bourbon. I mean, this thing, apart from the fact that it's very rare, I'm going to make this last a long time, and it's not hard to do that, being that it's barrel cut. You definitely don't throw back shots at this. To those who haven't had a barrel cut bourbon. Right off the bat, you have dark molasses. You really get thick thick molasses, dark charred wood, definitely from the barrel, some chocolate powder, crushed walnuts, almonds, sour cherries. You get the sour cherry, not a maraschino, but more like a very red, ripe cherry. You get the vanilla. You get some cigar box. Definitely something present with a lot of. That's not an uncommon note for a barrel strength, barrel cut type bourbon. That very woody, cedary, woody cigar box. If you ever smell the inside of an empty cigar box. Caramel fudge, banana bread, like wet banana bread. Some cinnamon. Snickerdoodle cookies. This bourbon smells like a molasses-covered snickerdoodle cookie. If that's your thing, buy this bourbon. It's a beautiful cover. Absolutely gorgeous color. Let's give it a taste. This bourbon turns your mouth into the inside of a barrel. Tons of oak, tons of black, dark molasses, dark chocolate fondue. You get a lot of oak, spice in the back palate. You're always going to get that with the barrel proof anything. But it's not out of place. It's very precision for a 132 proof bourbon. It's very precision. You get a lot of the chocolate, loads of oak, a ton of oak. You get the menthol, another common note for barrel strength bourbons. Tobacco, kind of dried tobacco like you buy before you roll a cigarette. Barrel charred, dark coffee, very dark coffee. Coffee beans, you just smell a bag of coffee beans. The black pepper, white pepper even. Black cherries. Kind of like a residual black cherry. If you were to melt those down in a pan, what that would taste like is what this tastes like. Kind of like the Luxardo cherries that you get in like a high-end cocktail, which they serve here at Eleve in Walnut, California. It tastes like those tastes. Very good. Really warms you up. This is definitely a great bourbon for the winter. Any time of the year, a barrel strength bourbon is great time to drink it. But this is great, something to warm you up in the winter. Makes you feel something fierce right here in your chest. Very good. Long finish, long menthol finish. Both sides of your mouth, you got a lot of oak going on. Again, oak barrels, oak, woody oak. Immense spice, the char, the bitter paper on this one too. I remember on the 12-year I got the paper as well, so again, reoccurring themes within the notes of the finish. You get a lot of chocolate. Chocolate and molasses are huge. The coffee comes back during the finish, kind of like you took a huge gulp of really just black coffee, no cream, no sugar. Very, very, very rich. Very, very rich bourbon. Cheers.